Don't say you are not warned. Don't say you are not told. The enemies is at the door. The enemies are at the gates. Blackmail is a two-edged sword. It may win you the battle, but you lose the war. You want to win a battle and lose the war, which is the main thing. The war, which is the main obstacle. You lose the war and you win just a battle between you and your brother, between you and your sister. In the name of winning the battle, the war is already lost. That is what we are seeing today. Go to many platforms today. So many of us are engaged. We are engaged with internal conflict. We are just engaged in internal conflict. We don't even have time to spend again on the real enemy. We no longer give the real enemy attention, and they are enjoying their free day, creating strategies. And you are not worried. If you are not, I am worried. I am worried. That is why I have chosen the path I have chosen, and I will continue to speak for as long as I have life. I will continue to air my opinion. I will air my opinion. And whatever I say in my platform will stand for me or against me when the time comes. It's either it stands for me or against me. So I have no apology for whatever I say on my platform. I take responsibility for anything I say. And if you feel you're not okay with it, you have a superior argument, bring it on. Bring it on. I have followed this very struggle for a very long time. And I know that blackmail will never lead you to anywhere. Blackmail will never lead you to anywhere. We have to try to see a way or means of stopping this internal conflict. Even if we don't stop it completely, to reduce it to the barest minimum, more especially from the top. More especially those who are on the top. You must pay attention. Pay attention and work on this internal conflict. If you don't, then you are creating room for chaos. Those are the top. If you don't, you are creating more room for distraction and delay in the restoration of Biafra. Just have that at the back of your mind. You are creating more room for delay. You can't stop it. You can't stop. Nobody can stop the coming of Biafra. Nobody. No human being will. When the time comes, you can't stop it. No matter how you try. You can try and try and try for all I care, but I bet you cannot stop it. Biafra will come. Whether you support it or you don't support it, whether you agree with it or you don't agree, Biafra will definitely come. And the release of Mazen Nandekano and Mazen Samanaka must happen. It doesn't matter. Whether you agree or you don't agree, they will definitely be released. Because they have not committed any crime. They didn't commit any crime. What they did is what every normal human being that is oppressed should do. Self-determination is something that is inbuilt on every human being. Self-determination is inbuilt on every human being. That is why when a man grows of age, he walks away from his father's home and builds his own palace, be in his own home, answer his own name. Likewise, a woman, once a woman gets of age, she moves out from her family and begins to create her own family. You cannot hold people hostage for too long. Even your own child, you can't hold your child hostage. How much more a people like the Biafrans? You cannot. We are walking away, and nobody is going to stop us. We are living the zoological republic of Nigeria. Whether they like it or they don't like it, we are going to live. And we should do what we have to do to stop creating room for this delay. A journey that we are supposed to make in few years is taking longer than expected. And the journey is taking longer because we have created room for it to be that long. It is high time we change the way we do things. It is high time we begin to think on different directions. It is high time we try as much as possible to reduce this internal conflict. There must be internal conflict. Nobody says there will not. There will always be. Yes, I know there will always be, but it is getting out of hand. We must have to work out a way to reduce it. We must look for a way to reduce it. Blackmail is a two-edged sword. It may win you a battle, but you lose the war. Our most focus is the war ahead of us. The Zoological Republic of Nigeria have declared war upon the Biafran people. It is not a propaganda, not a blackmail. The war was declared before the whole world. Everybody saw it. They declared war on Biafran people. And since then, they have unleashed mayhem in Biafrans. All we are doing today is to fight and defend ourselves. We should not allow ourselves to get distracted from that defense. We must not allow ourselves to be distracted. Every single one of us should be able to focus. No matter the challenges, in the midst of that challenges, find a reason. Find a reason to stand firm. Find a reason to continue to pursue your freedom. That is why I am using the message of Master Simon Eber throughout this week. That message of changing the script. It is high time we change the script. We need to. We have to. The time is now, not tomorrow. We need to change the script and stop playing into the hand of the Janjaweed. Stop helping the Nigerian government to push their own evil agenda, to make us hate ourselves, to make us see the negative side of us instead of the positive. It is very important at this particular point in time. And we will go back to that message once again before we proceed.
Tremendous impact on how we feel about ourselves. The meaningfulness we get out of our lives, and of course, our behaviors. Nigeria has impacted your life, and today you are branded with so many negative names to point that you are scared of your own freedom. Nigeria has done that. They impact you with all manner of thoughts. You become scared of yourselves to the point that you as a Biafran is scared of having your own freedom. And they do that, and they stay by the side, and they laugh at you. They say, look at them. They thought they are educated. We have impacted this particular low self-esteem on them, and look at how they brand each other. Why the terrorists are coming, carrying gun. You have never seen the Fulani man or the federal government branding the Fulanis that are killing your military, killing your personnel, wiping villages, branding them with bad names. They call them criminals. Ordinary criminals, they call them. They call them criminals. Some of you in the struggle have called me criminal. That is the same value that the Fulani attached to the terrorists that you see bombarding Abuja yesterday. Yet you call yourself a brainy person. Why this state of the nation has become necessary is because we are changing the script. And we are going to change this script by force. We are going to change it in this armed struggle. If you do not know that we have entered armed struggle, we are declaring the armed struggle today, in case you don't have knowledge about that. We are into armed struggle for our freedom. I want you to understand that Nigeria impacted you, impacted your life, and today you branded with so many negative names to the point that you are scared of your own freedom because of the negative impact of Fulani government policies in your life. Only Biafra can solve this problem. That as Biafra using Nigeria passport, you are treated as a criminal or as a terrorist, while you are not one of them. Yet, your low self-esteem could not allow you to support Biafra. You are scared of what Biafra would be. You are scared of the lies and the propaganda that they manipulated you into. I want every one of you watching me today on this State of the Nation broadcast to think that the impact of tunnel vision focus on the negative and how this can make matters worse than they are. They create more stress. They create more stress, increase insecurity, and we end up engaging in behaviors that are untimely disconnected from our values. Today, some of you have completely disconnected, even with your so low self-esteem and your insecurity on supporting Biafra. You have been disconnected from the value that made you who you are as a Biafran. Yes, a vicious circle. Nigeria has given all this as a failed state. What I'm telling you today is fact. We do not mince word. Nigeria has given all these things I've said as a failed state. This is the impact of Nigeria in your life. A failed state. Today, when the Fulani terrorists were attacking Abuja, all of you were running scared. Some of you that built one bacha in Abuja, in the area where they attacked, you ran for your life. And the government were not there to help you. Because I want you to understand that no, the presence of Biafrans in that area are much. Just the way when they attacked church in Yoruba land, all of you were shouting, they have attacked Yoruba, they have attacked Yoruba church. Do you know the number of Biafrans that were casualties or victims in that church attack is higher than the number of Yorubas? Have you forgotten that almost all the people that were interviewed as a victim of that church attack were all Biafrans? Igbo-speaking Biafrans. Are you not aware? That is why we are now addressing every Biafran across Nigeria. A failed state without strong governance that plunged into disorder. Nigeria is an example of that. Violence and sponsoring terrorism against its own people and citizens. Nigeria, being a failed state, must end by 2000.
You have heard our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa, in that message. That message was a word of encouragement and advice for us to see the potentials in ourselves. We must not always focus on the negative side of us. See the positive side of your brother and your sister, and speak more of the positive side of your brother and your sister. Don't capitalize mainly on the negative. Everybody, we must not always focus on the negative. We continue to find fault. With any little opportunity, we seek for fault. And the next thing it will lead us to is blackmail. And we begin to fight a battle just to win that battle. And you forget that you will win that battle, and at the same time, you lose a war. In this journey of Biafra, we have used blackmail to drive away strong men and women that have come genuinely with their hearts to fight for us. People that have come genuinely with their hearts to fight. Right from the time of Mazen Nandekam, there were many genuine men that came to work with Mazen Nandekam. And the same people who were there to work with them blackmailed them out of the struggle. Today, you see, there's one of them. There's a broadcaster that is shouting everywhere online, shouting everywhere, calling them blackmailers. They are blackmailing. They are blackmailing. What she said is true, and she knew what they were doing then was a blackmail. She knew very well that what they do, but she, for personal interest, she decided to join them. But today, she's the one in the front line today talking about blackmail. They are blackmail. You think I will join you? I'll never join you people again. You people are blackmailers. Does it mean that she just find out now? She didn't find out now. She knew, and she was part of that blackmail. Only when it reversed and they began to blackmail her herself. When they turned the blackmail on herself, then she now realized, oh, that's too bad. That is why I always say, when you see a lie, don't support it. Even if it is against your enemy, do not support lie. Do not promote a lie, even if that a lie is meant to promote you. Even if you're going to benefit anything from it, don't support a lie, because it's going to come back to haunt you. It is going to come back to haunt you. When I see that sister, the way she shout on media today, with all the vein in her face coming out, the seriousness in her, the anger in her, of how they blackmailed her, now they want her to come back. She can never, she said they are blackmailers, bunch of call them different kinds of names, that she will never ever join them again. But while she was there, she knew. She didn't just know that it was all blackmail yesterday. She knew it was all about blackmail. She joined them to blackmail innocent Biafrans. Innocent Biafrans. And this has been going on. We have lost many strong men that came with their heart. Many strong men that came with their heart genuinely to fight for Biafra. They were blackmailed out of the struggle. These are people that came with their hearts. Look at Mazi Samanepa. If not that Mazi Samanepa have extra grace upon him like Mazi Nandekam, these are two individuals that have extraordinary grace. They have extraordinary grace because everything was thrown at them. Everything was thrown at them. Even the people they trusted turned 160 degrees and began to fight them. But yet, they never gave up. They never gave up. But strength is not the same. Gifts are not the same. So everybody is at their own level. There are people that can stand this blackmail, and there are people that cannot stand it. This same blackmail is what is making some people not to join us today. There are people today, they love Biafra deep down in their heart. They love it within them, inside them. But for them to come out and speak or come and project themselves or present themselves, they will not. When they sit back and see the way you are treating the people that are in the struggle today, when they see the way the people who have came in to help were treated, if they see the way people who came in to help were treated and they were dismissed, when you call them, they say no, they are not ready. They're not ready. It doesn't mean that they hate Biafra. They want it, but we have made the environment very toxic for some people to join. Some of us have made the environment very, very toxic. That when you tell some people to join, they say, oh, I beg, oh boy, forget that one first. I don't get power. It is not a good thing. In the quest to win a battle, we throw anything, forgetting that while we are trying to win the battle, we are already losing a war, which is the main thing. A war that is waged against me, against you, against each and every one of us. A war that is before us, we are losing it. This message today is not centered on anybody. It is for every single Biafran, no matter the camp you belong. No matter the camp you belong, because every one of us is involved in this. So many of us, only few people that are not involved in it. So many of us are part of this idea of blackmail. So once you get engaged in an argument with somebody, once you disagree with somebody, the next thing to blackmail you, either will call you one name or the other, begin to create lies and formulate one thing or the other, begin to make campaign against you, begin to tarnish your image and paint a picture that never existed anyway. And you think that will get you Biafra. You think that is part of the pursuit of Biafra. It is not. It is not. You are only fighting a battle, a personal battle you want to win, but you are losing a war. For every single soul that steps out, you are losing a man, because every one of us have something to offer. We have something to offer. Every one of us, the rich, the poor, the old, the young, men, women, educated, uneducated, everybody have a role to play. Just like in the multi-dimension that we are using today to restore Biafra. In that multi-dimension, you will always find a place where you fall in. In civil disobedience, people in the homeland are fully in charge of the civil disobedience. And they are holding on to it. They are holding on to it. That civil disobedience sit at home. Every single Monday, the people in the homeland are holding on to it against all odds, against all the attack, propaganda, and blackmail. They are paying that price. It comes to the administration. The government have to take the responsibility of doing what they have to do. When it comes to diplomacy, in diplomacy, the government is in charge. When it comes to armed struggle, self-defense, the men on the ground has to be there. The men on the ground has to be there. And that is where we are getting a very huge challenge. The men on the ground is where we are having a great and massive challenge. And I am begging for anybody that is in the homeland serving the Liberation Army. Please think about our collective interests. No matter your anger, no matter what I've done to you, there are certain things you must not do, and there are certain things you must not say. No matter how angry you are, learn to be silent in certain issues. Don't just talk. Don't talk. There are certain things you will see. Even though they lied against you for a certain reason, you just allow. It's not in all cases you respond. It's not in all cases you respond. Because the Biafrans know the truth and the Biafrans are watching. There are certain things that somebody will say about you. You don't need to talk. Because people know. And people can be able to get an answer for themselves. You don't respond to everything. There are certain things you see, you do not respond. More especially, those responses you know that will be chaotic. That will create confusion. That will bring a disrepute to what we are fighting for. When you see such things, you don't respond. We don't wash our linens in the market. We know that there are people who are watching. There are many people who are observing our platforms. They go to every platform where, or any video where it's talking about Biafra to search for information. It's not everybody that come here now to watch me are here to learn about Biafra or to get the right. Some of them are coming to find fault. Some of them are coming to find fault, to see what I'm going to say that I'm going to cut out and use for their own content. And some are going to look for what I'm saying to see if they can be able to pin Biafra down from what I've said. That is why we have to be very cautious, mainly at this time of recognition. We are seeking for recognition. What kind of Biafra do you want the world to recognize? I ask again. What kind of Biafra do you want the world to recognize? What are you presenting to them? You as an individual. You as a person, assuming you are the one Biafra. Just ask yourself, assuming you are you that's watching me, assuming you are the one that is Biafra. What are people going to see in you and say, okay, let's recognize this man as Biafra? I am talking about each and every one of us as an individual. Forget about the collective. Now,